Hello, welcome to Prime Business. My name is Winston Taki, and out of first business story. President John Mahama has disclosed that his government is in negotiations with the United States over the 15% tariffs imposed under the Trump administration, as well as discussions on the renewal of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. Speaking at the Jubilee House on Wednesday, 1st October, during the commissioning of the newly appointed ambassadors and high commissioners, President Mahama stated that the outcome of the talks would be critical for Ghana's trade prospects.
I also wish to inform you that negotiations are ongoing with regards to the trade tariffs of 15% and the renewal of AGOA, which was a 0% tariff on African nations. And so those negotiations are still ongoing. I urge you as envoys to check this clarity whenever questions arise. Diplomacy involves more than just negotiation. It also encompasses managing perceptions and safeguarding your nation's reputation. Distinguished ambassadors and high commissioners, your foremost responsibility is to tell Ghana's story with conviction and credibility. You must present Ghana as one, a stable democracy with a proven record of peaceful transitions; two, a land of opportunity open for trade and investment; three, a hub for technology, innovation, and a creative economy; and four, a vibrant cultural nation and a good tourist destination.
Away from that, the Bank of Ghana says it has made significant progress towards getting Parliament to consider the Virtual Asset Services Providers Bill. This seeks to regulate the activities of players in the industry, including cryptocurrency. This was contained in a statement issued by the Bank of Ghana this evening. Let's take you through the statement, which is coming on your screen right now. The statement said that the Bank of Ghana wishes to update the public and industry stakeholders on progress towards establishing a comprehensive regulatory framework for virtual asset activities in Ghana, working in close collaboration with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Financial Intelligence Unit. The bank has completed the drafting of the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill. The draft has undergone extensive review by industry groups, relevant state institutions and international development partners, and is now progressing through the processes leading to considered by Parliament. As part of this process, the bank in July 2025 conducted a mandatory registration exercise for all virtual asset service providers. The exercise has provided updated baseline information on virtual asset activities in Ghana, offering valuable insight to guide the design of a regulatory framework that is both market relevant and fit for purpose. So the bank is certainly looking ahead for this particular bill to be approved in Parliament, and subsequent, the industry will be rolling out to see its full enforcement in the coming year. In another development, the year-on-year inflation for September has dropped significantly to 9.4% from 11.5% in August 2025. This is the lowest since August 2021. Food inflation declined to 11.0% in September from 14.8% in August 2025. Also, non-food inflation fell to 8.2% in September from 8.7% in August 2025. The government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idris noted that the development shows that pressures driving inflation over the past month are declining.
Food inflation declined to 11% in September from 14.8% in August 2025. Also, non-food inflation fell to 8.2% from 8.7% in August 2025. Inflation for locally produced items was 10.1% in September from 12.2% in August 2025.
Just to ensure that we have a recap of the story that has been told for September 2025 inflation. The September 2025 inflation of 9.4 is actually showing a reduction in inflation from 11.5% recorded in August. And this 9.4% inflation is driven by a reduction in inflation on locally produced items from 12.2% in August to 10.1% in September, and also a reduction in inflation on imported items from 9.5% in August to 7.4% in September. The 9.4% inflation in September is also driven by a reduction in food inflation from 14.8% in August to 11% in September, and non-food inflation from 8.7% in August to 8.2% in September.
On the regional inflation, the Northeast region registered the highest inflation at a striking 20.1%. That is more than double the national average of 9.4%. The Bono East region, however, recorded the lowest inflation at 1.2%.
The Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, Sir Chum Akwabo, has urged government to prioritize support for local manufacturers and introduce policies that encourage individuals to purchase more locally produced goods as inflation continues to decline. According to him, strengthening the capacity of local manufacturers will help boost businesses' growth and drive the economy forward.
So if you're asking of the impact, the ultimate impact is that we'll see businesses expanded and then the economy booming. But we need to look at the variables very well. As I mentioned, when you have inflation coming down, and then the imported inflation is becoming lower than locally produced goods, it has an implication. The implication is that there's the tendency for people to import more. So the gains you are supposed to have, you probably will not have it fully because people will buy more of the imported goods. And that doesn't actually create the jobs that we need because they undermine local production through the loss of market share. So generally speaking, it is positive, but let's look at the specific items and see where the drops is coming from and see how we can tweak things. We can work on the local manufacturing bit, policies that will help local manufacturers so that as the prices are dropping, people will buy more of the locally produced goods. That's where you have a maximum positive effect of these developments.
Away from that, the founder of Tech Focus 24, Samuel Duonu, says DSTV's decision to describe its price cut as a promotion is a strategy that is intended to prevent other markets from demanding permanent reductions as they closely monitor developments in Ghana.
The situation now is that if you are on, let's say, so let me use an example. If you are on, let's say, Compact Plus, which is 570, and you were getting a certain number of content, a certain amount of content. Now, when you pay 570, you are going to get premium. But then, if you still want to stay on Compact Plus, you can actually go down and pay 380, and you will still get Compact Plus, which wasn't available on the promotion that DSTV was doing. That is one. And then now again, if you pay, let's say 570, and you are giving premium, the premium will only be on TV, but will not be on your app or something like that. But so you see, what has been announced is a bit better than the kind of promo that DSTV is doing. But if DSTV is today telling us that what has been announced even by the minister is just a promo, maybe because we are looking at the end of every quarter, there's going to be a review, and that review will determine whether there's going to be a price increase, a decrease, or they are going to maintain. But to call it a promo, I'm not too sure. Maybe because they are working within a certain environment where other countries are also looking at Ghana. So if you don't communicate it well, maybe other countries will come after them and they also want to seek to get certain packages like what Ghana has. So maybe that's why they are saying what they are saying. But per what the minister has announced, if you look at it critically, it's actually a reduction in the price.
New seafarer identity documentation and visa restrictions are causing Ghanaian seafarers to lose their jobs. That is according to the Ghana Maritime Authority. Although Ghanaian seafarers rank among the top 5 most sought after maritime professionals globally, recent visa restrictions imposed by the United States and the insistence of the new seafarer identity documentation by countries such as Brazil have made it difficult for shipping lines to hire labor from Ghana. This was disclosed by the authority during the working visit by the Deputy Minister for Transport.
The visit by the Deputy Minister, Dorcas Afo-Toffee, forms part of efforts to familiarize herself with agencies under her ministry. The management of the Ghana Maritime Authority seized the opportunity to outline some of the gains and challenges faced by the authority. Chief among the challenges is the loss of jobs by some Ghanaian seafarers due to the recent visa restrictions imposed by the United States of America on Ghana, as well as strict enforcement of seafarer documentation requirements by countries such as Brazil. The Director General of the authority, Naval Captain Kamaldeen Ali, retired, commended government for resolving the U.S. visa issue and expressed optimism that a resolution will soon be reached regarding the Brazil situation.
When the U.S. visa restriction was introduced, the implication is that most of our seafarers were now losing their jobs. Either their contracts were being terminated or the ability for them to renew their contract was becoming a challenge. And the reason is simple. When you are being employed as a seafarer, you must have a visa for those countries. And US is one of the major countries. So every ship may call or would call in the US port at least once in a year, or maybe several times in a year. In the case of cruise ships, as many as over 50% to 60% of cruise ships will definitely call in US port. So, and when you are a seafarer on board, then you must have a visa. We also mentioned the issue of a Brazil restriction, which is also the next one that our Deputy Minister and our Minister are going to look into to help us resolve that one. That one has to do with a special card. It's a security card that seafarers must now have a chip. And it's part of global this. And we are yet to migrate to that as a country, and we are taking steps to do that. But until we do that, we'll asking them for a waiver so that our book that is used now, like a passport book, can still be recognized.
Meanwhile, Dorcas Afo-Toffee, Deputy Minister for Transport, assured the authority of her full support and commitment to continuous engagement.
I have to just commend you for the hard work and also say that you should continue. We still need to do more, even though you've done a lot so far. The ongoing projects in various areas and some of the things that you're also looking to do, I will also help. I'll support. I want to let the DG and the management know that I'll support my minister to give you all the necessary support that you need in enhancing Ghana maritime sector.
Giving the extensive oversight responsibilities of the authority as mandated by the Ghana Maritime Authority Act 2002, monitoring, coordinating inland and offshore maritime activities has become increasingly costly. The authority called on government for support to ensure effective maritime control and regulation.
Ghana's hospitality industry has welcomed a new addition with the launch of the Pelican Hotel in Cantonment, Accra. The edifice is aimed at boosting customer experience and strengthening the country's position as a leading tourism destination in West Africa. Here's more.
The initial launch of the Pelican Hotel in Cantonment, Accra, brought together different people in the hospitality and tourism sector. The project, executed in partnership with real estate giant DSTV, is expected to enhance the country's image as a preferred destination in West Africa. Speaking to the media at the launch, DSTV hospitality manager Hussein Salame emphasized that the vision behind the Pelican Hotel is in line with government's agenda of upgrading customer experience and positioning Ghana as a leading tourism hub.
In the Ghanaian market, I'm in Ghana market since 14 years. I did the opening for more than 4 to 5 hotels. So I'm used to the Ghana market and the expectation of the Ghanaian customers and the expat coming to Ghana. And I think 2 weeks ago, the Mr. President Mahama, he spoke about the customer service in Ghana, that we need to upgrade it. Our aim is to upgrade the customer service, to keep upgrading the customer service, and to let Ghana be the best destination in West Africa when it comes to hospitality service.
Pelican Hotel's General Manager Philippe Hiti noted that the hotel is committed to delivering personalized services tailored to the needs of its client. It explained that this customer-focused approach sets the new facility apart in Ghana's competitive hospitality space.
The hotel is an experience, so what we are here to provide personalized service. This is what we are working on, and this is what we are concentrating on, to have each and everyone who will visit the hotel will have his own experience.
Partner and Executive Director at Aleph Hospitality, Neil George, added the hotel's facilities were deliberately designed to meet the needs of the Ghanaian market, stressing its relevance to both domestic and international guests.
We think we have quite a unique offer here at the Pelican, because we are not a deluxe luxury hotel with prices that go with it. We are a high-quality establishment which offers very spacious rooms, which is quite unique in the market. For the local residents, we have incredible food and beverage facilities. You would have seen the atrium, which is open air with a live pizza cooking station and a bar. We have the Beak restaurant downstairs for more casual dining, and yet another food and beverage outlet, which will be opening soon.
Director of Diaspora Affairs Kofi Ochodakum praised the initiative, pointing out that the opening of the Pelican Hotel coincides with preparations for December in Ghana, an annual campaign that attracts thousands of visitors from the diaspora. He also highlighted the hotel's role in creating employment opportunities for many Ghanaians.
Just ahead of December is Ghana. It's one of the new monumental buildings up in the city. And I know that quite a number of people are coming into town. We already have an arrangement with them at the Diaspora Affairs office to make sure that we bring some traffic here. Those who are graduating or have graduated from, culinary school, from the hospitality institutions looking for job opportunities, this is something new for them. And of course, I mean, there are quite a number of Ghanaians that have been employed here, and knowing they've trackled, they're very intentional about hiring Ghanaians. So, reducing employment in the hospitality space.
The launch of Pelican Hotel signals renewed confidence in Ghana's hospitality industry and is expected to contribute significantly to the country's tourism drive.
Beyond the bright lights and cutting-edge equipment, it's the people who make better dental clinics truly exceptional. In this episode of the Joy Business Van, we hear directly from the dentists, the skilled professionals combining technology, technique, and a personal touch to transform patient care in Ghana.
In Ghana, dental care has long been treated as a luxury, not a necessity. For many, routine checkups are rare and visits to the dentist are often delayed until there's pain. Access to modern facilities is limited, especially outside urban centers. Public awareness is slow, costs can be high, and a fear of dental procedures remains widespread. But in the heart of Accra, one clinic is changing that story, not just with technology, but with trust, education, and care. I'm talking about Bethel Dental Clinic, where a new kind of dental experience is taking root. At Bethel, precision isn't just a goal, it's the standard. And some procedures require a level of detail the human eye alone can't provide. That's where the dental microscope comes in, magnifying the smallest details to allow for safer, more accurate treatments, especially in endodontics and microsurgery.
The best part of the microscope is that it enhances the magnification to such a level that the things which we cannot see with a naked eye or even with a loops that we are able to see with the microscopes. It helps us to see if there is any decay, okay, if there are any micro cracks, okay, when we are doing root canal, it helps us to find if there are any accessory or missing canals, okay. So with the help of the microscope, the dentist and the patient, they both gain from it to achieve a enhanced oral health care. Also, we have a dental 3D printer from Formlabs, okay. So it helps us to improve accuracy in the forming of prosthesis. Right? It has reduced the overall production time of the restorations. Means when the other techniques would take like a day or a week or more than that, with the help of the 3D printers, it has reduced the overall fabrication time to few hours or on the same day. The applications of the 3D printer in orthodontics, we can have like aligners fabricated by it, okay. Then in the surgical procedures, we can form like surgical guide, which are used for implants and also to perform some complex surgeries. The 3D printers, they print models which can be used both for the treatment planning and education to the patients.
In Ghana, where many patients seek help only at the point of pain, X-rays are more than a diagnostic tool. They're essential for early detection, treatment, planning, and surgical precision.
With the help of the CBCT X-rays, it is a 3D imaging, okay, unlike the 2D X-rays. The CBCT provides a three-dimensional image of the teeth, the jaw, the nerve areas, and the bone structure in a single scan. The advancement allows the dentist and the surgeons to plan different surgeries like implants. It helps in forming the surgical guides, and it helps in planning the orthodontic treatment.
With an in-house 3D milling machine, dentists can now design and craft dental crowns, bridges, and veneers in a single visit, cutting wait times from weeks to hours and giving patients faster, more customized care.
It provides us with a speed to provide restorations. Usually the crowns and the bridges which sent to a lab can take like few days to weeks, and it can be a discomfort for the patient. But the prime mill, it gives us a facility to fabricate those crowns and bridges on the same day in few hours. The prime mill, it provides accurate restorations with a perfect fitting relating to the margins and with the use of high quality ceramic blocks, which will help us to provide the crowns on the same day.
And while precision tools like microscopes and 3D milling machines are transforming care at Bethel Dental Clinic, the innovation doesn't stop there. Next time, we explore how dental lasers are changing the game, offering faster healing, less pain, and even gentler treatment for anxious patients.
In today's dentistry, we have what we call lasers. Lasers are largely light amplifications that have been applied to dentistry, and Bethel boasts a number of lasers. We have diode lasers, we have water lasers, which is right there as well, and these are supposed to help make surgeries less invasive. They help with coagulation, so patients do not bleed a lot. And because we use lasers and we're not using blades, you don't need to give a lot of anesthesia as well.
That's all for Prime Business. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is Prime Sports.